Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's me Neng Harawani. Now I would like to present my learning scenario 3. It is actually about self-reflection of spoken English proficiency development. Why should I do this one? Yeah. The purpose are to reflect on the spoken English proficiency development so that I'm able to construct my own meaning on developing English proficiency from self-effort experiences based on what I have known about language learning and language acquisition processes. Well, this level, a common European framework of reference level, yeah, beginning from A2, B1, B2, and C1. Here are some efforts in pursuing the target. Yeah, there are some efforts I have already taken. Yeah, first I try to understand the sub-learning outcome and then finding listening exercises, doing the listening exercises, writing some reflection, and then putting the self-reflection into some PPT slide, and then presenting the PPT slide, and recording the presentation and uploading it to YouTube channel like I'm doing right now. And then in particular, the effort that I have already taken in pursuing the target is listening to some exercises or some listening material that already searched and then doing active listening like note taking, writing some unfamiliar word, and then finding the unfamiliar word, trying to retake the exercise to get better result, and also writing some self-reflection while I was taking those exercises. Well, the self-reflection are based on these sub-learning focuses or sub-learning objectives. The first one is about understanding an interlocutor. Here, the learner are expected to be able to understand in detail what is said to them in the standard language or familiar variety, even in audioly or visually noisy environment. While the second one is about conversation. Yeah, learner can have relatively long conversation and subject of common interest provided the interlocutor makes an effort to support understanding. And then the third one is informal discussion with friends can express their ideas and opinion with precision and present and respond to complex line of argument convincingly. And then the fourth one is formal discussion or meetings. Yeah, can follow the discussion on matters related to their field, understand in detail the points given prominence. While the next sub-learning focus is the big one is goal-oriented cooperation, such as in cooking together, discussing document, or organizing an event, etc. Can understand detailed instruction reliably and can help along the progress of the work by inviting others to join in, express what they think, etc. Then the sixth one is obtaining goods and services. Can ask in short for an explanation of the difference between two or more products serving the same purposes in order to make decision, posing follow-up question as necessary. And then the seventh one is information exchange. Yeah, the learner expected to be able to understand and exchange complex information and advice on the full range of matters related to their occupational role. And then the other one is interviewing and being interviewed. Yeah, the learner expected to be able to carry out an effective fluent interview, departing spontaneously from prepared questions, following up, and probing interesting replies. While the last one, it is using telecommunication. Can use telecommunication for a variety of personal and professional purposes, provided they can ask for clarification if the accent or terminology is unfamiliar. Can participate in extended casual conversation over the phone with a known person on a variety of topics. Well, here is the first link that I use to achieve my target. It is on goal-oriented cooperation, specifically on cooking together. Yeah, in this listening, yeah, there was a woman who tried to guide a man for cooking the meatball. Yeah, the woman tried to give some instruction, yeah, for guiding the man to cook meatball. Okay, this listening exercise consists of four tasks, yeah, namely true false question, vocabulary regarding word or for food, vocabulary regarding verb for cooking, and also grammar or informal question or expression. Okay, for myself, reflection on this listening, on this first listening, yeah, I found myself doing good at this kind of listening. However, I still need to advance my vocabulary since in this listening I found unfamiliar word like means, yeah. Uh, Thus, by taking some listening exercises, yeah, it made me familiar with some cooking vocabulary. The next one is understanding an interlocutor and conversation. It is on level C1. Yeah, I take this link for understanding an interlocutor and conversation. Okay, this listening is about conversation about the addictive technology on the radio program. Yeah, actually, this is a discussion among some people, including the presenter, and then teens, and then parents, and also the researchers. The researchers say that teens tend to spend up to 9 hours on their smartphone, while preteen they spend up to 6 hours. Okay, this technology addiction, of course, may bring negative things, especially for their for children's health. And then the researchers say that there are some ways to check for getting rid of the technology addiction. Like for example, we can try to set our devices in the grayscale, and also we can try to limit the screen time, and also we can turn off the notification. Yeah. Okay, so the form of the question from this listening is in the form of multiple choice question and also pairing sentence with their meaning. I found myself in this listening doing good in answering the multiple choice question, but still need more exercises on the pairing meaning of the sentences. Okay, so here is the informal discussion with friends and information exchange. Yeah. Okay, I take this listening material on the level C1. This listening is about conversation about birthday parties between three friends, yeah, Marco, Dora, and Charles. Marco and Dora are discussing about Charles' 40th birthday. Yeah, they are trying to celebrate Charles' 40th birthday, but Charles ignore that. Yes, Charles says that celebrating birthday is just like seeking an intention and also self-indulgence. Yeah, but Marco and Dora, however, try to ensure Charles, yeah, to celebrate his birthday, and finally Charles agree with their suggestion to celebrate his 40th birthday on the retro side. And then yeah, the question from this listening in the form of true false question and also phrase sentences with their meaning. Yeah, my reflection is, yeah, I still find myself unfamiliar with some vocabularies. Yeah, and these unfamiliar vocabularies a bit disrupted my understanding about the whole conversation. And then the speed of speech from the speaker is quite helpful for me because it's really normal in normal speed, and it's very helpful for me to understand what is actually the conversation is about. And then next, it is formal discussion. This formal discussion actually happened in meeting. Okay, this is on the level C1. The listening is about project management meeting. Yeah, which happened in a company. They are doing a new project, but the participants of the meeting are still busy with their regular job, especially Mathayo. Mathayo is very busy with his work. Yeah, even he cannot do his responsibility in the next project. And then the other friend tried to assist Mathayo in doing the regular project. So Mathayo can collaborate with the other meeting participants, yeah, to conduct the project as soon as possible. Okay, and then the form of the question from this listening is in the form of multiple choice questions, and then filling in the blank sentences with the correct word. Yeah. For my self-reflection on this listening excerpt, yeah, because the conversation happened in normal speed of speech, yeah, it is really helpful for me to understand the discussion also, but I'm still lacking in understanding the implied meaning. Well, the next one is about timing goods and services on B1 level. Here is the link. And the listening is about asking for services over the phone. The first listening task is about asking for services over the phone. Discussing Vicky, who worked at the small car marketing agency in Calva&Co in Florida, US. She had a problem with the office photocopier. So she found a local office supplies company. At first, the assistant of Johnson of the solution worried about the unavailability of the technician who could help Vicky until late afternoon. But then he told Vicky that the technician could come in the morning. In fact, Vicky needed immediate handling, but finally agreed to have the technician repair the photocopier around 10:30 up to 12 a.m. as agreed with the assistant. While the second listening test is about salesperson named Stuart, who tried to offer the computer product to Melanie. He tried to explain some of the benefits of the product that their company offers to customers. Stuart and Melanie discussed service agreement that includes 24-hour coverage and free antivirus protection for over 30 computers, despite the higher price than last year. Melanie was unsure if the company can afford it, worth over 5% discount if they agree to take out the covers, but Melanie is hesitant to consider the deal. They still need to discuss the cost and benefit. While for my reflection on this listening is the first question of the listening is a short answer question and giving a tick to the correct option. The reflection is I found myself a bit difficult sometimes in comprehending the implied meaning, and I need to really focus on listening word by word in order that I can comprehend all the information. The next one is interviewing and being interviewed on A2 level. Here is the link. This listening is about summative interview on A2 level of CEFR. It talks about a man named Philip who was interviewed for an activity leader at children's summer camp. In the interview, named host Jasper asked him to tell his working experience with the children. Then Philip told her that he had an experience being a volunteer for local soccer club at his school for communicating the dates and times of matches to the children and their families. He was asked whether he had experience working in long duration as well. Then Philip explained that he was used to working overtime at the factory. And then the self-reflection on this listening excerpt, I found myself can take the listening test well. Do I still found a challenge in maintaining my concentration while listening? Yeah, I still found myself a bit difficult, sometimes comprehending the implied meaning. I need to really focus on listening word by word in order that I can comprehend all the information. So here's the last one, using telecommunication on B2 level. The listening is about having conversation on the phone. The listening consists of two conversations. In the first conversation, it happened between Smart Finance Limited, an account. Norman Silverman from Highgate Investment is unable to speak to Mr. Faraday due to his morning meeting. However, he can be reached later this afternoon, while on the second conversation, Charlie needs to check the sales report figures, but Sharon is out of the office. Charlie confirmed that he would call when Sharon returns. And then, while the second listening exercise is for B1 level, it is about customer requests for an extended payment period. Andrea from Redden is calling Janko about their latest order and needs an extension on payment terms. They are having cash flow problems and need 60 days to resolve them. Janko is unsure if they can extend the payment terms, but Andrea promises to make an exception. They also want to place another new order for an important customer who pays on delivery. Andrea appreciates Janko's help, and request an email confirmation of the payment terms extension. They will email the new order and discuss the matter soon. Okay, well, the reflection for this listening excerpt is I found myself easy to understand the conversation and able to answer the question correctly. I could understand what the conversation was about, however, I still need to choose the right option more carefully. Well, my overall reflection on listening exercises, yeah, from listening that already taken, I found myself still lacking of vocabularies, so I still need to expand my vocabularies. And then next, less concentration on long duration of conversation. Yeah, I have to check some other listening exercises. Then it will make me get used to listening a long duration conversation. And then I still having a challenge on speed of speech, and still having a big problem on spelling sentences with their correct meaning. Overall, I can pass listening exercises on B1 and B2 level, and I believe I can proceed to the next level. It is C1 level with some improvement needed. Yeah, as stated in Curriculum Merdeka document that high school students supposed to have the B1 level. Yeah, so I'm as the teacher of high school students. Yeah, supposed to have the safer level higher than B1. It is on B2 or higher than that. So here are the learning focus of the two level of spoken proficiency. Yeah, by doing this spoken proficiency development, yeah, I'm expected to be able to first can interact with degree of fluency and spontaneity that makes regular interaction and sustain relationship with user of the target language quite possible without imposing strain on either party. Second, can highlight the personal significance of events and experiences and account for and sustain use clearly by providing relevant explanation and argument. And then third one, can use the language fluently, accurately, and effectively on wide range of general, academic, vocational, or leisure topics, making clearly the relationship between ideas and can communicate spontaneously with good grammatical control without much sign of having to restrict what they want to say, adapting level of formality appropriate to the circumstances. To be honest, I need to do more exercises, yeah, so that I can speak up spontaneously. Okay, so here are some theories. Yeah, theory experiences and knowledge building level of reflection. The first one is extensive listening. During these practices, the lecturer has provided a various kind of material. Yeah, I can access many kind of material. Yeah, that's with my interest. The activities lead me to perform extensive listening, in which learner were exposed to linguistically rich material available in very large amount. According to Renandia and Jacob 2016, listening exercises that allow students to progress at their own pace while listening to stimulating and interesting things with the goal of improving their general knowledge can cause them to engage with vast variety of material. It is generally anticipated that children who participate in these activities would get better at listening. So I assume that what I have already done of what the lecture assigned me to do, it is kind of extensive listening because the lecture has provided me with some variety of learning sources that I can do the self-directed learning. Well, the next one is active listening. Active listening is the ability to focus completely on speaker, understand their message, comprehend the information, and respond truthfully. Active listeners use verbal and nonverbal techniques to show and keep their attention on the speaker. This not only support your ability to focus, but also help ensure the speaker can see what he is focused and engaged, instead of thinking about and mentally rehearsing what you might say when the speaker is done. An active listener carefully consider the speaker word and comment the information to the memory. Yeah, so we can do some active listening while we are listened to or while doing the listening exercises like note taking. Yeah, and trying to finding some unfamiliar words. Yeah, that's the kind of active listening. Well, while we are doing the listening exercises, we can also apply top-down and bottom-up processing in listening. Top-down processing refers to the use of schemata or knowledge of learner to understand the information received, while the bottom-up processing refers to the process of understanding the information through the analysis of sound, sense of the word, and grammar. Yeah, I believe that I have to do the bottom-up processing listening because from overall my reflection, I still face some problems like in understanding some unfamiliar words. So what is the learning process that I plan and did in learning foreign language? The learning process that I plan were as follows. First, I try to identify my strengths and weaknesses in learning, especially in learning foreign language like English. And then second, I try to employ some strategies to improve my listening proficiency, like I have already said in the previous meeting that I have utilized some theories from some experts like Scrivener and also Brown. Yeah, I try to utilize the active listening and also try to utilize the bottom up and top down processing in listening. And third, I try to find some authentic resources for learning, such as from podcasts, talk, news, lectures, and etc. And try to enrich my vocabulary on some related topic and doing more exercises on listening by utilizing the technology. And next, I try to find some unfamiliar word or term to get better understanding or expand my knowledge. So, what are the results that I achieved in learning foreign language? The result that I received by doing the above plans or the mentioned plans are I got better result of scores in listening, reading, vocabulary, and grammar. And next, I find it easier to do listening exercises in particular. And then I got better improvement in listening. Yeah, for the next question is why is the CEFR assigned me to practice at listening, reading, grammar, and vocabulary abilities as studied in B2 level? And what are the consequences of my own way of learning when I'm not very clear about the listening standard ability? Well, if I'm unclear about the listening standard skill, it could affect how well I learn language overall. Uncertain listening standard ability can impact language learning progress through limited exposure to authentic language input, communication difficulties, and skill imbalance that impact real-life communication effectiveness. How could I have done it differently? How can I improve? Yeah, there are many effort. There are some effort that I have already taken to improve my proficiency. Like for example, I try to set aside the time each day to practice listening comprehension, and then next familiarize myself with a range of vocabularies related to the topic and to the topic being heard, and then actively participate in the information I'm listening to by making notes, summarizing the key ideas, and making prediction about what will happen next. This could, in my opinion, strengthen my comprehension and memory of the material. And then next effort is make use of technology by utilizing language learning apps and platforms that provide interactive listening exercises and real-time feedback on my comprehension abilities. Well, to sum up that in doing this activity, yeah, I have already utilized an extensive listening. Yeah, in doing this self-reflection by doing this self-reflection from the variety of learning material sources, and also there are some strategies and techniques for doing this listening test that already utilized. Yeah, namely the active listening and also the processing of top-down and bottom-up processing in listening. And then here are the references. Well, I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you. Bye.